Morning. Better still, Merry Christmas. It's Christmas Day. It was a cold one last night. Give you an example of how cold it was. See this ice. That was from the dog bowl at 12 o'clock last night. I let them out for a drink and to feed them. And the water in the dog bowl was frozen by 12 o'clock. And we settled down at 9. And it was above freezing then, but it must have really dropped. I felt it even in the sleeping bag because I'd gone in with lighter gear. Some beautiful mountain shots out there. So try and get the fire going. It's simmering away there. Oh, it's this wood. Right, what I've got to do is start chopping some of these branches that are off the ground, so we've got more firewood. Some of it's not as good as it needs to be. So we've got to go searching for some decent firewood. Right, catch you a bit later when we've sorted ourselves out. By the way, it's 9:30. I had a lie until 8:30. Dogs are barking. I don't know if they picked someone up. It weren't us because they had been quiet all night. Probably got friends around. Right, firewood hunting. Got to check the time. 11:08. Sorry for wobbled it. Checking the watch. We're setting off finally. Oh, been a morning and a half. When you got a wood stove, you got to cut wood, prepare it, and before you know what happens, breakfast is gone. I had some lovely hot porridge, so I'm happy. But then you got to feed the dogs because it's getting near 10 o'clock and that's when they get fed. And it just flies by. But look at these views. Unbelievable. I don't know if on the video they're coming out. We're going up this one. We're going up the back. There's supposed to be a trail. So we'll see. Whoops. Always look where you're going when you're video. Very cold night, as I was saying. I just filtered water. That was another thing out today. And the water was icy. So, where are we going to cross? Looks quite decent over there, doesn't it? Heard the stags calling again last night. Haven't seen any locally around here. That's that bridge I was talking about yesterday. And that track, which we'll do tomorrow, goes to Lockard. That's one of the reasonable rivers crossing here. Firewood. Oh, don't talk about firewood. The wood is so damp, I'm splitting it, and splitting it. You'll get going and you'll turn your back and next minute it's out. I'm sorry if you get any wind noise. It's going to be gusty today up there. Not too deep here. I've got to find a trail over to that. So yeah, yesterday I went across the river, so maybe I should have stayed on that side, cross the bridge there and then come over here. Didn't matter, we got across. Here we're going up here. Just going to make a trail up there, come out the back end. I want to get up high. I know it's going to be cold. Got my personal locator beacon and all that. Just in case, you never know. But I'm glad I wore my boots because coming across this terrain, told you it was icy. Look at them puddles. Really iced up. Yeah, it was cold last night. iced up. It was icy last night. Still got the ice on it. Look. Yes. That's the saying. I put dog bowls out and they froze. So I remember not to do that tonight. Look at these views. And that's the one we're going up today. Going up the back and up top. It's going to be freezing up there. Beautiful, eh? Forgot my gloves, I had to go back to the tent. Told my dogs to stay on the other side of the bank. Look how good they are. I don't know if you can see them yet. Turn Platt and Leib. And look at her. Just where I left her. I could have gone in the tent, made a cup of coffee. So, see if I can see her. There you go. Still doing as they're towed. Brilliant. That's what I want to see more of. Yeah, I got across the river, and of course I knew I'd forgot something. It was the gloves, because up there it's going to get very cold. Good dogs. Oh, very nippy. What way to spend Christmas Day? I think we'll leave that one for another day. It'll be absolutely crazy up there with winds. Right, crossing the Wibbly Wobbly Bridge. And it is wibbly wobbly as well. Thankfully the water's not too deep if it does break. Oh, this is so spooky. It's actually moving about 3 or 4 inches side to side. Oh, that makes you feel weird. But still standing. Better than going through the river in when it's high and spate light. So yeah, I prefer my crossing if it's not deep, that is. Oh, we're back down. I'm looking up round camp and seeing what's around. Oh, what is that? Is that falling off the tree? Yeah. Make sure it don't fall on us. This is the result of the recent storms we've had. Winds were hitting about 100 mile an hour. Wow, look at that. Takes some force to rip all that up, but there again, the roots ain't that long, are they? Not in there, it's messy. Not around there, it's boggy. Here. I'm looking for some different wood. Something that will burn. Oh, will that burn? Is it really, really dry? Or is it just manky? Let's have a look. Get warm in here. Sorted this fire out at last. Got to split the wood to about that size, which is about finger size to be honest. You can put them in, the bigger bits in, but like something like that will smoke for a good half hour. But you put them in about finger size, get the coals nice and hot, then you can put the bigger bits in. The wood was just too wet, it don't look it. But I've got plenty of firewood, I know what to do now. because I was worried about my start. See that pack at the back there? There's another pack I carried in on the bike. Bike's gonna, panniers are gonna be really light coming back. So I thought I'd go through that too quick, and that's my really emergency stuff to get fires going. I'm starting to smell it's burning. So I brought my water filter in. The water in that's going to go for the dogs, but once that's been used, then I put the filter in the back there so it don't freeze. I had dinner, or should I say lunch, at 3 o'clock. Late lunch again. Last night, the reason I started off this morning, I was a bit, not grumpy, but I was a bit kind of cold from the night. And I thought, like, it was puzzling me why I was cold last night, because even though it's freezing outside, I've been in freezing temperatures before. And I checked the temperature in here and it was like 6 degrees, 5 or 6 degrees in here. So it wasn't freezing even in here. And then I realised last night I just had a bit of cake and coffee, no hot food in the evening. And obviously when I get in a sleeping bag, my body hasn't got anything to burn up. When you eat a meal just before you go to bed and had a hot drink, that would be burning up inside you. Your body's like a little furnace, using it, that energy. So I woke up in the middle of the night, and when I say middle of the night, after 3 hours, it was like 12 o'clock when I woke up to check on the dogs and feed them. And yeah, there was ice outside, but inside it weren't too bad. And then this morning when I got up, trying my hardest to get this fire going. And you know, it's one of them things when you want the fire to go, it wouldn't go. And look at it now, beautiful. So yeah, I was like, oh, what a morning, you know what I mean? Christmas morning, and I just couldn't get things right. So I thought, chop some firewood, sort things out. That warmed me up, and since I got warmed up, I felt much better. But just shows, don't skip a meal at night. You will feel worse for it. And I know better, but because I've been rushing around and doing all the jobs, setting the tent up, doing all the, getting that flue fixed, make sure the dogs are okay and all that, time just flew by. I brought a Kindle, a small paperweight Kindle. I thought in evenings I'll be able to do some, you know, reading, because I ain't going to have much to do. Yeah, sure. I've been, you know, chopping wood is a full-time job. It's definitely worth it. Tent has been brilliant. I mean, outside it's been really gusting at times, and you get a little shimmer like now. Oh, not much of one now, but tent, you wouldn't even know. Go outside, as soon as you get in a little open spot or whatever, blowing a good one. And sometimes it even blows through the plantation. You can actually hear it coming. They say, Rubens say about this tent, the Fairbanks, it can take up to 108 mile per hour winds. They did it in a wind test with it all pegged down. So, hey, if it's 30, 40 mile, not a problem. Going back to today, I was going to go right up to the other one, but when I say the other one, that's I think it's called Bean Sudi or something. I'll put the name up on the screen. And we got halfway up and it kind of levels off, and then when we got to the base of it, it's massive. It's even bigger than you think. It don't look that big from the ground, but when you get up there, it's massive. And the winds were picking up as we were going up, each probably 50, 60, maybe 100 meters. It was picking up, and we were on this level bit just before the base of that Monroe or mountain or whatever it is, and the wind speeds were 30 to 35 mile per hour and growing. And the feel like temperature, because we're getting easterly wind and it's already cold even down here on base ground, it was something like -8, -9, and you can guarantee if we pushed up further up, it would have been perishing up there, you know what I mean? And the speeds would have probably been 50. Not worth the aggro. So that's what I like to see. Now I can try and put a big one on and see what happens. Hold on. So I put a big one in. Well, a couple of little big ones, if that makes sense. But they'll smoke now, that's why I can't keep the door shut. That's hot. Very hot. when I got back down, as I say, main concern is always Stella. When we got down, checked that bridge, have a laugh crossing that. You had to do it. It's so funny. It does swing. And on the way up and down, I was all right because I've got lovely boots and I'm not in the water, but they were running through. And on the way up, it's just saturated moorland. And it's frozen. It's all ice everywhere. So they were getting soaked in icy water. And of course, I'm worried about Stella because she's getting absolutely drenched. And we get down here, I have to do some chores. I'm hoping that, you know, some of it will drip off before I bring her straight in here. And got back in here and started the fire, and she was shivering, so yeah, she was feeling it, but that soon stopped. Once we got the fire going, that dried her out more or less. There was no point in me trying to dry with the chamois. She was absolutely saturated, you know what I mean? All I would have done is just rub water all over the place. She needed to dry it naturally. Then I put the beds down and got the evening coats on, and look at her, she's a bit mucky, but she's bone dry and she's happy. Look at how spaced out here. So, yeah, nice Christmas day, you know what I mean, nothing too crazy. Yeah, I could have pushed further up, but what's the point, you know what I mean, not with them wind speeds and wind chill temperatures, you know what I mean. Down here, I knew it was windy, but not that windy. But as soon as you're going up, not even the first 100, 200 metres, you're getting blasted, you know what I mean, because you're out in the open. Took some lovely photos though. And yeah, it was nice. So we got down, because I was considering, do I push on in these conditions, or do I double back down, chop more firewood, just take it easy, get some food and eat, you know what I mean? Because I've been skipping meals. I've been eating chocolate or cake, but that's no good. I need to eat hot food and make sure I drink plenty of hot drinks. So I thought, no, we'll play on the bridge, then we'll go back camp and chop some more wood, get some lunch on, and that's what I did, and it worked out perfectly. Even then, I was having lunch at 3 o'clock, see what I mean? But yeah, nice Christmas day, so I'm happy. I'm hoping you all had a lovely Christmas. You probably all sport each other, but this is how we do Christmas, and I like it. I love it. I was just thinking a minute ago, I was sitting down and I was going like, what day do we go back? And I thought, it's not tomorrow, it's the next day. And I thought, oh God, already? I want to stay more days, you know what I mean? But yeah, it flies by when you're having, well, when I say having fun, we're just relaxing, we're enjoying it, and that's the whole point. Tomorrow I want to go, that's why I wanted to go as high as I could today, because I wanted to get some good photos, because I knew it was going to be sunny, and the prediction was right. I don't know who said that. I think it was, might have been BBC or the Met Office, one of them. But they are still, you know, if I'm following that forecast, that was predicted, and they were predicting sleet and snow showers for Sunday and sleet and snow showers for Monday, and getting colder and colder through the week. So we might get some sleet and snow. We definitely won't get no rain with these temperatures. I haven't checked what the temperature is out there. I will in a minute. But yeah, very cold. But I knew it and I expected it. See, now the bigger ones are going to bite. And that saves me putting in so much little stuff. And then I'll, as I say, I'll try and build it up. You know, when that's glowing and the other one's glowing, I'll try and put a bigger one in. That way it saves me kind of feed it. I'll be doing it all day. But I know how to do it now, so I've got a couple of good logs out there that I can saw, and that gives you some something to do, doesn't it? Even with a backhoe. And then split them, and then when I'm in here and not doing anything, I can split them even smaller in here. So I'm trying to clean in here. Look at it. It's a pigsty. But great tent, yeah. I'm trying to consider someone else, right? So yeah, you could get 2 people in one here. I'd say 3, not 4. If you got a stove in, that's it. If you got no stove, yeah, I reckon you could get 4 in. Cozy, nice. I mean, it counts how long you are. You know what I mean? I don't know what the length. You probably 2 there, 3. Yeah, I reckon you could get 4 in. Not a problem. You know, you wouldn't be cramped or anything. but I'm just trying to think if you're 6 foot or something like that. But beautiful, beautiful tent. I've got a, as I said, I got this second, well, when I say second hand, it's brand new, it's never been used. The bloke said he pitched it twice, but I couldn't see any marks on it. Not even on the base of the ground sheet. I've got a tarp because what I want to use, before I go, the reason I chose this kind of flue rather than the stitch one, first of all, you got to stitch it in. Yeah, you can get someone else to stitch it in, but then you're worried about leaks. Yes, you can use a wax cord, but you know, that's relying on others to do a good job and make sure the cord is in right, you know what I mean, and there's no snags or anything. But doing this, what I can do is order, you can get a perspex loop ring like that with the holes already pre-drilled, and all you do is you put that perspex, it's like a window then, in there, take that all off, it's got flanges on both sides, screw it together like it is there, and you've got a little window in your tent for the summer, so no midgets can come in. Got a good bug netting up there, you've got a bug netting here when you unzip it instead of unzipping just the doors. So I thought we can use this again as a base camp before we go hiking somewhere else, you know what I mean? The plan is get used to, I wanted to get used to it this time. I would never ever hike more than 2-3 miles with all this gear, but do something like that again next time, or even park a car somewhere where it's nice and remote and then just walk off the road somewhere, around a corner somewhere and pitch the tent. So when I'm doing these 10-11 hour drives, I don't have to go straight out hiking, you know what I mean? I pitch this tent, have a good night's sleep, I can even pack the stove away in the car, pack the tent away, and then the next day I can go hiking. And it's better for Stella as well. You know what I mean? If the weather's bad and we get up there, we can just stay where we are and just be lazy. But at the end of the day, you know, the 10 and 11 hour journeys are fine, and I'm getting used to it. But in the end, it's going to catch up with you because, you know, all you need is a bad drive up, and you have to hike, say, 5 or 6 miles with a pack or with a bike and all that. Bad weather conditions, and you're going to resent it, isn't it? In the end, it's not going to be fun. So what I'm thinking is think ahead, both for Stella and both for me. So hence why I got that pack, and the pack is brilliant. The Osprey A for 70, and I know I've given Osprey some right slating in the past, but this one, I tell you the truth, I will show you and give you a kind of my thoughts on it after a few more uses. But the reason I say that it's so good, it's basic, but it's made with the best materials. There's none of the stupid spring-loaded waist belt. There's none of the stupid anti-gravity mesh and all that. It's just too much weight. This one weighs about 3.5 pounds, I think. And you can take all the straps off. You can take the lid off. You can take even the pockets off on your hip belt to reduce weight. So perfect for me. And you know, anyone that's followed my videos and know I'm not keen on lids or, you know, the top pockets on packs. I just like stuff in. You know what I mean? Put a cover over it and off you go. So that's the plans anyway for the future. As I say, I could have used the Go Light, but it's got no inner and it can get very, very drafty, and especially in strong winds, you know what I mean? And plus it's been used for so many years, so you know, you can only use them so long, can't you? But great tent. And the titanium stove that I used to have was probably an 8 for this size. And all you do is just feed. You just never stopped. See how these are going now. One's burnt and one's not. That's what I'm saying. That's what happens if you try and get greedy and put a big piece in. You know what I mean? I've been looking, it's just pine round here. I thought, right, I'll try different woods, you know. But I was looking, there's nothing. It's just a plantation with pine. So you've got to make do with what you got. I was looking at dead trees, but they were actually like sponges when you broke them up. You know what I mean? There was some dead trees standing up, but all splintered. It looked like they'd been struck by something or something. And I was ripping pieces off to have a look and test. And inside it was just like a sponge, so that could be no good. I wasn't picking anything off the ground because you know that's going to be soggy. But I did find a couple of good sized branches, thicker than my arm. and that's what it's been working. Close that and see if it generates the heat to what you call it, start getting that one burning. So I better go. I'm going to have to put some little bits in there, otherwise that'll go out. But if I just keep you up to date, I'll chat to you later. It's at 4 o'clock. But as soon as I'm exposing myself to the wind, what I mean by that is coming out of the plantation, we're over there. And the difference is about 3 or 4 degrees. Trust me, it's unbelievable. Comes when the gusts come. As soon as that wind picks up, it gets really nippy. Won't do it now. Typical, isn't it? No, it ain't gonna do it again. But you get the general direction. I don't know. Oh, it's definitely coming from over there. Sorry, I swung you quick there. It's coming through that gully there, but we're over there. So you can say round about here, if I pitch some around here, just seeing if it'll do it again. There you go. Oh. Yeah. We'd be getting hit. If I'd pitched there, we would have been getting hit. That's it, I'm not facing the right way, am I? But you get the general meaning. If I'd pitched there, we would have been freezing. And I would have been chewing through firewood like no man's. But being there, it sheltered us. And a minute ago I checked the temperature there and it was 4.3 and then it dropped to 3.4. Just typical, isn't it? But the thing is, there's a good 2 or 3 degrees and it doesn't feel like freezing, it feels like 1 or 2 degrees there. It's coming from there. Woof, is it cold? It's coming right through you. Anyway, enough of the gibberish. Show the mountains at night. Wow, it's dusk. So beautiful. But it's a rough land in winter for sure. We tried to get up there and it looked so small, but we went all the way up there around and then got onto this kind of just below it. I won't push it any further up. It's just too cold. The gusts were unbelievable. Right, I'm rushing back to the tent. 8:30. All settled down, had dinner. Cooked chili con carne and rice in a mess tin on top of here. Once I got the wood all glowing, it cooked in seconds. Brilliant. It was what do you call it? Look What We Found meal and bachelor's savoury golden rice. Sorry. And what I did is just added some more chili into the chili con carne. Well, mixed it all together. Made it like a stew, but oh, nice and spicy and fully. Then I had a heap of fruit cake it was, and a big mug of coffee. So I've had good intake. I had porridge this morning, as well as my protein bars, and I had lunch with what was that? Chicken tikka, dehydrated meal, something to eat, and a couple of chocolate bars. So I've had stacks of food today, to be honest. So it's good because you do burn calories, even going up that what do you call it, that hill on Munro or whatever it was, half of Munro. You still burn. I'll tell you, it was hard graft getting out there. And also in the cold weather, you need the extra calories when you're out because you're like a little engine. That's why I tell a rebel not to roll his head in the mud or grass, because he can pick things up. Rebel, leave my feet alone, please. So, fire's simmering away. Don't worry. As long as you keep it going, there's a trick to this now. You keep putting a little bit of wood in and close the door. And I don't latch on the two. This is better. You know, people will say, oh, you should have one of these air things here. No, you know why? Because you've got to keep touching it. Here, you don't. What I do is I just, you know, my hands are hardly touching that. And what I do, I don't put it on the latch. I just push it till it touches the latch. And that gap there seems to be better than actually latching on one of the latches. But if I was trying to get a slide or something, my hands, look how my fingers would be near that hot plate, the front of that plate. No, I prefer it this way, how it is. That's a good idea. You can take that out with, obviously, you get some gloves with the cat. I wouldn't know how good they'd be, but you take that out and you can sit your pot or frying pan directly over the heat. So that's a great idea. If I was doing it from the car, I'd take things like sausages or maybe some chicken or something like that. You know, or burgers even. Anyway, enough about food. So, oh, Stella was a bit stiff tonight. Early stiff. Oh, and that's the other thing. I went out to let them have a call of nature or whatever and have a drink. And the water was frozen. Well, starting to freeze. With ice all around the bowl inside and all that. And that was at 8 o'clock. No, earlier. 7 o'clock, sorry. Look at him. Idiot, isn't he? So, it could be another cold one. What I'm going to do tonight, if I can, they say it's not wise to leave a stove burning all night, but if it's that cold tonight, I'm going to have to. I always have some vents, so I might open that a little bit more. I don't know how good, as I said, that is one up there. I've got a carbon monoxide detector, so I don't have to worry so much. And that's another thing. Last night, when I was kind of waking up every hour or whatever, just because I was feeling a bit chilly, I kept seeing a yellow light flashing on the canvas, and I thought, what the hell's outside shining through or something like that? It took me about 10-15 minutes to discover what it was. It was the actual flashing sensor light on the carbon monoxide. It was glowing on the canvas up there. I thought I had someone with a miniature torch outside. What else is there to do? I mean, I'd like to clean up, but anyone got a dustpan and brush that can send me here? I think I might have made a big boo-boo or mistake. I went to check. I bought new Ortlib. I think they're called Roller Classic panniers, because I realise in the winter I need some more gear in it. So I keep the other ones. I think they're gravel packs for the summertime and spring, late spring. But the bigger ones I'm going to need because I'm going to be carrying more gear like wood and stuff like that. And when I pack, I normally pack a couple of weeks before I go, and I do it in sections. So I might pack Rebels pack one day, another day when I'm bored or nothing on, I'll pack the panniers. And what I do, I leave wood, as you see, I tape it up around the bag, just in case it splits. Imagine having it split when you pull it out or something like that and it goes everywhere. So that way I just have to cut the bag open and I've got the wood, you know what I mean? And last thing I want to do is pull something up and it all splits all over the floor and everywhere. It could be raining or whatever. But anyway, so I have Rebels food bagged up sometimes like that in a carrier bag with some tape around. And I've counted it out and I know how much. So all I have to do is if I'm loading up, I go, Rebels food, right, that's Rebels food, put it in the pannier. Oh, I need some wood. Get the wood, put it in another pannier and maybe finish off doing the panniers another day. So what it seems I've done, I think, I've picked up Rebels food, put it in the pannier, and then another day I've come to the pannier and I've gone, oh, I need Rebels food, and I've picked another lot of Rebels food in. So he carries a certain amount, something like 10 bags, and I have to carry the rest, which is, I think, 12. It normally works out 22 bags portioned out in these little food sacks. So that means I should only have 12 bags. But I've just checked over there in my pannier, and I've got 2 lots, and there must be more than 12 bags in there for sure. And if that's true, I've probably carried another £7 that I didn't have to carry. Because when I bagged their food up, it always weighs around about £7. And that's what I'm saying to people. I can't do ultra lightweight or anything with the dogs, because I have to carry their food that Rebel can't carry. Years ago, Stella would carry it. She'd carry some food, he would carry some food. He would carry the bedding and she would carry the jackets, what they're wearing now. That would, not just weight, it's bulky. Everything's bulky. He's been licking his bed. So that bulkiness takes space. So that's why you need a bigger pannier. Hence why I've got the other ones. So yeah, I might have carried an extra £7 in dog food that I didn't have to carry on the bike. Unbelievable, eh? Anyway, the good thing is, if we get stuck here because of snow or anything, I've probably got too much dog food, so they're going to be fine. As I say, she was stiff tonight. The thing is, that's what I'm saying, I'm always thinking of the dogs. He is strong as an ox because he's so young. But Stella, they're both running in this water. It's all bog all the way up that Munro. And it's freezing cold and it's icy as well. It's got ice when they're running in it. And so that's that's all going on the joints. And then we're getting like gusts up 30, 35. And I tell it, to me, it felt even stronger than that at times. But so that's freezing them. And the thing is, he's young. He can take it. She's not. And her joints are playing up, obviously. So I've had to give her aspirin. Now, last few times, I've tried not to give her aspirin at all, even though the vet says you can do it in a short period. Because I don't want to get hooked on these aspirins when we're away, if she can get through it. But obviously she's struggling this time, so I've had to give her some. It's only one little tablet, I think it's 300 milligrams or something like that. I talked to the vet and I said to the vet many a time, I says, why do vets say don't give dog aspirins? Yet every time I come to the vet and she's got like joint problems or anything, each vet, because you get to see different vets every time, says, oh, you can give her aspirin for a couple of days. That's no problem. And I said to them, I thought it was poisonous. And they says, no, it is if you give it every day for the week, or, you know, for a couple of weeks or whatever. The toxic levels in the digestive system, it goes through to the blood and affects the kidneys and liver and all that. But he says for a couple of days, every now and then, if she's stiff or anything, that's fine. Because I tried her on Metacam and Loxicam and all these that the vets prescribe, but they're way too strong for her and they make her ill. So it's just too strong for her system. It's just age. There's not much you can do. It happens to us. You know, when your joints are bad, if you're an older person, it doesn't matter what you do. You know, at the end of the day, you can't beat nature, can you? Or life as such, you know what I mean? You can take as many painkillers as you like, but in the end it won't work. And she's 11 on the 3rd of Jan, which is, what, a week away? A week and a bit. So we're still on Christmas Eve. I forget lost day. Oh no, sorry, we're on Christmas Day, aren't we? Sorry. I was just saying, I lose days. Anyway, I'm going to do a ghost story. Or something similar to that. Anyway, so what I'll do is I'll cut off here. And if people don't want to look at the ghost story, watch the ghost story bit, they can skip on to another day when tomorrow we should be Boxing Day or whatever. But for those who are interested in it, I will do a separate upload just about the ghost story. I'm sure people find it interesting. Right, that's me going now.